Hello dear students, I am Samir Velankar. I welcome all of you to this video which is based on the topic single source shortest distance algorithm. Now this algorithm actually finds shortest distance between two vertices of the graph. For example, there is a graph given. You can check that this graph is weighted undirected graph. There are weights for every edge, but there are no directions to any edges. So it is weighted undirected graph, and the problem asked is we want to find shortest distance from vertex 1 to vertex 6. Now observe vertex 1 to vertex 6, as you see, is having an edge with a weight 20. I hope you can see that. Vertex 1 to vertex 20. You can check that there is already an edge with a weight 20. So any beginner would say that shortest distance from 1 to 6 is 20 because they are directly connected. But it is not so, because there are alternate paths from 1 to 6 that you can take. For example, if you watch 1 to 3, as I am drawing 1 to 3 and 3 to 6, there is a path. So you can go from 1 to 6 via vertex 3. So the total distance will be 10, which is smaller than 20. But that's not necessary that this is the shortest distance, because there might be some other path which will give distance shorter than 10. As an example, we have 1 to 2, then 2 to 5, then 5 to 3, and then 3 to 6. Now if you add up all this will come out to be 8. It is 2 plus 2 plus 1 5 plus 3 8. So this is shorter than 10. As there are so many paths between 1 to 6, 1 being the source and 6 being the destination, the problem becomes difficult. Here, for such a small graph, the problem is very simple, but the complexity of the problem increases when we have a larger graph. Let's say we have a graph of 100 vertices, and we have been given a source and destination, and we want to find out shortest distance from source to destination. Now Dijkstra gave excellent algorithm to find out shortest distance from source to destination. We call it as Dijkstra's algorithm. Now the algorithm proceeds like this. The source over here is first vertex and destination is 6, isn't it? So the first vertex, where I am redrawing the first vertex, just check, first vertex is initialized with two variables, d, which means distance, and p, which means path. Now d is initialized as 0, that is distance of the source from where we begin our travel and we want to go to sixth vertex is 0, and path that we have just now traveled till now traveled is null, so path is dash. Now you see these two variables, distance and path, are initialized for all other vertices. As an example, you see the vertex number 2 which I am redrawing. Vertex 2 is having d as infinity, that is distance of second vertex is infinity, and path is null. Path is not defined, path is dash. You see that distance for all the vertices except the source, that is 1, is infinity. For all other vertices, distance is infinity and path is null. So that's the initialization that we do. For source vertex, distance is 0, and for other vertices, including destination, including sixth vertex, distance is infinity. Just see, if the problem was find out shortest distance from 3 to 6, imagine third vertex was our source, then the initialization would be distance at third vertex, that is d will be 0 at third vertex, but d will be infinity at all other vertices including 1. So whoever is the source, its d is always initialized to 0 and other distances are infinity. Now it is time to process the first vertex. So we tick the first vertex, indicating that we are visiting that vertex. But there is one more variable that is used in the processing of any vertex. Let us name that variable as dc. It's a variable, you can name it anyway, x, y, z, whatever. I have named the variable as dc, and dc is an integer variable and it is initialized to d at first vertex. You note that d at first vertex is 0. The variable d at the first vertex, we have made it 0. So dc in this step is 0. Now remember, at any point of time, dc will be always equal to d, that is distance, of the current vertex that you are currently processing, and currently you are processing first vertex. Hence, dc in this step is d of 1, but d of 1 is 0, so dc is 0. Now the significance of this dc will be learned as we proceed learning the algorithm. Okay, so let's process the first vertex. Now we will see the neighbors of 1. Neighbors of 1 in fact are 2. Let's take 2, and we should take a neighbor only if it is not visited, same as in the case of Prim's algorithm. So we can go from 1 to 2 and check the distance. Check the distance between 1 to 2 is 2, isn't it? Now this distance 2 is added with dc. Check very carefully, listen what I am saying. The distance is actually 2 on the edge. 1 to 2 is 2. But to this distance, we add the DC component. And DC anyway is 0 in this step. So it doesn't make any difference. We say distance between 1 to 2 is simply 2. And now we compare D at the second vertex. And you notice D at the second vertex is currently infinity. Now we are trying to reduce the distance in this algorithm. Shortest distance is our aim. Then the distance currently is larger, infinity is larger. So we will update this. We will update this distance to 2. Hence, distance of the second vertex is no more infinity, but it is 2. Also, P, the path at the second vertex, will be 1. We have made this 1 because we were processing vertex 1. We can say that distance of second vertex has changed from infinity to 2 due to first vertex, because we were processing first vertex. That is why p has changed from null to 1. Okay, let's take other neighbors of 1. Remember, we are processing first vertex. Let's take the next neighbor. Next neighbor is 3. Now the distance is 7, and this 7, don't forget, is added to dc. Make a habit of that. Now 7 is added to 0 because DC is 0, that won't make a difference. So distance is 7, and we check distance of the third vertex. Check that distance of the third vertex is infinity. We have got lesser distance, so we update this to 7. So distance of third vertex is no more infinity, but it has reduced to 7. Also, path will change to 1 because we are currently processing first vertex. Let's take the next neighbor. We have 1 to 4, isn't it? 1 to 4 neighbor, and distance is 9. Now we compare this distance with distance of fourth vertex, which is infinity. So distance gets updated to 9 and path gets updated to 1. You know the reason. Now there is one more neighbor here, 1 to 5, isn't it? Neighbor of 1, and the distance is 6. This is much lesser than distance of fifth vertex. So we got shorter distance. We update this d as 6 and path as 1. Finally, we have an adjacent vertex of 1, which is 6, and check the distance. Distance is 20, which is lesser than infinity. Indeed, it is lesser than infinity. So this gets updated. Distance of sixth vertex gets updated to 20 and path gets updated as 1. So we have checked all the neighbors of first vertex and we have updated their distances. Now let's see. Now let's see what's really going to happen. Now after processing the first vertex, we will keep one thing in our mind. After processing the first vertex, we say first vertex is out. That means first vertex will not play a role in any process. Remember this. You should never go to first vertex. You should never consider first vertex at all in any process. I'll just clean this up before it becomes a bit messy. Okay, these distances have been updated. Okay, so what is the distance of this third vertex? It is 7. And what is the distance of this second vertex? It is 2. Okay, all right. Now what do? You take that vertex among the remaining vertices which are at shortest distance. That means you take that vertex whose d is minimum. Now you see, distance of second vertex is just 2. D is 2. So we will consider second vertex. Whereas distance of third vertex D is 7. For fourth vertex D is 9. For sixth vertex D is 20. And for fifth vertex D is 6. So minimum distance is for vertex 2. So we are going to process vertex 2 now. I hope you are understanding. So if we are processing vertex 2, we will tick this indicating that this is getting processed. Now, are we missing out something? Yes, I think. What did we say always? That in any step, whenever we process any vertex, we will consider DC. That's a very important variable. Now we are processing second vertex, isn't it? So if we are processing second vertex, we should consider DC for the second vertex. I hope you are listening very carefully. Now you see, the DC at the second vertex, because we are at second vertex, DC is going to be D2. It's so easy. If you are at second vertex, DC is D2, and D2, observe, distance of second vertex is 2, so DC is now in this step 2. I hope you have understood that. So let's now process the second vertex. I'll just change the color. Now if we are processing second vertex, let's see the neighbors. Now second vertex has a neighbor as 1, but don't go there, it is visited. Second vertex has a neighbor as 5. Observe, and 5 is not yet visited. Now you see the distance of the fifth vertex is 2. But you add DC to it. Don't forget this. To any distance, you add DC, and DC is right now 2. Observe, DC is 2. So you just add 2 with 2, which is 4, and then you compare the distance of fifth vertex. Now fifth vertex is at distance of 6, but we found a lesser distance. Added distance was 4, so D gets updated to 4. Because D got updated due to second vertex, path will get updated to 2. I'm overwriting this. Path is now equal to 2. Now what does this all mean? Why are we adding DC? You saw we were processing second vertex, and 2 to 5 happened to be 2. It was so easy. It was 2, isn't it? But why did we add DC to it? Because we don't want these direct distances. We want distance of the fifth vertex from the source, from first vertex. And listen, we have already traveled a distance of 2 here. DC is 2. While coming to vertex 2, we have traveled a distance of 2. So we will add that 2 to this new distance, and then we will compare the distance. I hope you are getting used to this. Let's see other neighbor of 2. Oops, there are no more neighbors. There are only 2 neighbors of 2, 1 and 5. And 1 could not be reached because 1 was visited, and 5 has been updated. That's it. This is vertex 2 getting processed. And now remember, vertex 2 will not take part in any process. Now which vertex you should process next? Check the distances of each vertex. D is 7 at 3, D is 9 at 4, D is 20 at 6, and D is 4 at 5. So naturally you will process fifth vertex, isn't it? Let's process fifth vertex because it is at shortest distance. So if you are processing fifth vertex, you should update DC, isn't it? What should be DC now? Yes, DC should be equal to D of 5 because you are processing fifth vertex. Correct? DC should be equal to D5, and D5 is nothing but 4. I hope you are listening and you are understanding. It's a very simple algorithm. What we will do is, as we are processing fifth vertex, DC is going to be initialized to D5, and D5 is nothing but 4. Now When we are processing fifth vertex, listen, I am ticking the fifth vertex, we are processing it. Whenever we see any neighbor, that the distance of the neighbor is added to DC and then the distance is compared. I hope I have clarified a lot. Okay, let's proceed to process the fifth vertex. So who are the neighbors? Check. 1 is the neighbor, we can't go there. 2 is the neighbor of 5, we can't go there. Both are visited, but we can definitely go to 3. Yes, 3 is the neighbor. Check the distance. It is 1, but you add 4 to it because DC is 4. So the total distance is 5. Now, what is this 5 exactly? Distance between 5 to 3 is not 5. I agree. It is just 1. But distance of 3 up to 1 is 5. How did we get that? We got 2 plus 2 plus 1. That's 5, isn't it? So check the distance of third vertex. It is 7 and added distance is less. So you update it as 5 and path which was 1 will get updated as 5 because we are processing the fifth vertex. The other neighbor of 5 is 6. Check the distance is 10, but you add DC to it, that is 14, 10 plus 4, and then compare it with the distance of 6. As 14 is lesser than 20, we will update this and we will also update path. Path will be equal to 5 because we are processing fifth vertex. That's it, we have processed the fifth vertex. Now it is time to process, I think, third vertex because distance of third vertex is least. There are 3 vertices now pending, 3, 4 and 6. Out of 3, 4, 6, 3 is at least distance, isn't it? So what are the changes we should do now? Yes, we are processing third vertex. That means we should update DC, and DC is going to be D of 3 because we are processing third vertex. So what is going to be DC? DC is going to be D3 and D3 is simplify. So to any adjacent vertex now of 3, when you process third vertex, whenever you have a distance to the adjacent vertex, you should add DC part and then you should compare the distance. Let's see. Let's process third vertex. We are ticking it to indicate we are processing it. There are 2 adjacent neighbors that we can now consider. 4, because 4 is not visited, and the distance is 3, isn't it? So 3 plus 5, because DC is 5, is 8. So you can check that fourth vertex is at 9 distance. So it gets updated with lesser distance 8 and path will get updated to 3 because we are processing third vertex. Also 3 to 3 to 6 is adjacent and we can go to 6 because 6 is not yet visited. Check that the distance is 3 here on this edge, but 3 should be added to DC, which is 3 plus 5, 8, and 8 is compared with 14, distance of sixth vertex. It will get updated to lesser distance and path will get updated to 3. Nice. Now what? Now third vertex has got visited and now 2 vertices are remaining, 4 and 6. Now observe, we should take the vertex which is at shortest distance, has least value of D, but by the way both are having the same distance. 4 is at distance 8 and 6 is at distance 8. Now even if you consider fourth vertex first, saying that I will go for worst situation where 6 is not yet explored, we will say suppose if fourth is visited first. Anyway, any of the two can be visited because both are at shortest distance. But even if you visit 4 first, there is not going to be any change to 6. Come on, because edge to from 4 to 6 will have distance at least 1, isn't it? So it will be 8 plus 1, which is 9, and 9 cannot update 8 for vertex 6. Hence, we say that we have now found shortest distance to vertex 6. By the way, when can we say that we have found shortest distance to vertex 6? Any beginner feels that, okay, after processing all vertices, we can say we have found shortest distance from 1 to 6. No, that's not the case. We say we have found shortest distance from 1 to 6. We have found shortest distance from 1 to 6. Definitely we have found, because vertex 6 is at shortest distance now. That means among the remaining vertices, D at sixth vertex is least. That's why we are saying we have found shortest distance from 1 to 6. You will understand what I am saying. Just have patience, trust me. But we have found shortest distance from 1 to 6. And what is it? It is equal to D at sixth vertex, which is equal to 8. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, distance from 1 to 6 is 8, and that is indicated by D, value of D at the sixth vertex. Now something more interesting about it. We know that distance of 1 to 6 is 8, shortest distance. But how did we get it? What is the path? Now path can be easily explored like this. You watch this. You want to know what is the path? So you first check P at 6. Check the path. P variable at 6 you check. P variable at 6 is 3. Yes. Now as P at 6th vertex is 3, you check what is P3. Just check what is P3. Now P3 over here in our graph, P3 as you see is gone out of screen. Wait a minute. P3 is 5. Observe P at third vertex is 5. So P3 is 5. Now as P3 is 5, you will check P5. Okay. Now check path at the fifth vertex. Path at the fifth vertex is 2. And now you check P2. Okay. Path at the second vertex is 1. Observe. But 1 is our source. 1 is the source. Hence you stop this processing of path. And now you can say you will go from 1 to 2. Observe the cursor. You will go from 1 to 2. Then you will go from 2 to 5. Then you will go from 5 to 3. And finally 3 to 6. Check how we have traced the path backward actually. From sixth vertex we started tracing the path till we reached the first vertex. And then we knew we should go from 1 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 3 and 3 to 6 to get this particular shortest distance of 8. And really you check that 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 3 and 3 to 6 is the path which gave us 8. Correct or not? Now, how many of you have understood one more point, very interesting point about Dijkstra's algorithm? The question was, find out shortest distance from 1 to 6, and indeed we have got that shortest distance. But how many of you have understood that in the event of finding shortest distance from 1 to 6, we have found shortest distance from 1 to 4 also? Yeah, purposely I took a pause. We have found shortest distance from 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 6, 1 to all. We have found shortest distance from 1 to all. In fact, that was not the question, but it was a coincidence in this problem that we have found shortest distance from 1 to all vertices. How come? Let me prove it. I changed the problem. Don't find shortest distance from 1 to 6. Find shortest distance from 1 to 4. Then if it was find shortest distance from 1 to 4, then you would have immediately stopped when you said that you are processing fourth vertex, because fourth vertex would have least value of D at that point of time. So whenever you said that I am going to process fourth vertex, that's it. You stop there and say I have found shortest distance from 1 to 4, which is 8, you see in the picture. And indeed, shortest distance from 1 to 4 is 8. You can watch that there are so many paths, from 1 to 4. Direct path was there from 1 to 4, which was having distance of 9. Then there was via 3 distance of 10. But we got that 8 somewhat like this. You see this, the path that 8 we got as 2 plus 1. I'm sorry, wait a minute. The distance we got till the fourth vertex was 8, isn't it? I think we got this. I think there is some mistake here. Wait a minute. Okay, let's take some other vertex. Let's take fifth vertex. You see, what is the direct distance from 1 to 5? Direct distance from 1 to 5 is 6. But shortest distance from 1 to 5 is not 6, it is 4. How did we get it? 1 to 2 and 2 to 5, which is 4. Indeed, we have found shortest distance from 1 to all vertices. Indeed, we have done that. And that was just a coincidence in this problem, isn't it? But I hope you have understood how to find shortest distance from 1 to 6. We will see another example in the next video. Thank you very much.